You got the promotion. Everyone is congratulating you. So why is the first thought in your head, I fooled them all? Why do you feel this cold, creeping fear? The fear that any minute now, someone will tap you on the shoulder and expose you as a fraud. Does this sound familiar? That quiet voice whispering that you are an imposter. What if that voice isn't lying to you? What if it's right? And what if that is the secret to your greatest power? In this briefing, I will reveal the 7 signs that prove you are an imposter. And I will show you why it is the greatest strength you will ever have. Let's be honest. This is a quiet and lonely kind of prison. On the outside, you are a success. You are the competent professional, the talented artist, the reliable leader. But on the inside, you are a scared child, bluffing your way through a game where you don't know the rules. You live with a constant, low-level hum of anxiety, the fear of being found out. Every success does not bring you joy. It only raises the stakes. It only makes the fall, when it comes, seem even higher. The world sees your achievements. It does not see the secret terror that fuels them. It does not see the obsessive over-preparation. It does not see the way you dismiss your own victories as luck or a fluke. It does not see the way you compare your own messy, internal reality with the polished, perfect exterior of others. You are the only one who knows the truth. You are an imposter. Even the greatest minds in history knew this feeling. Maya Angelou, after writing 11 books, said, I have run a game on everybody, and they're going to find me out. Albert Einstein, near the end of his life, described himself as an involuntary swindler. He felt his own work did not deserve the attention it received. These were not weak people. They were giants. So what did they know that you don't? They knew, on some deep, intuitive level, what the ancient Stoics taught as a core principle. The feeling of being an imposter is not a psychological flaw. It is not a syndrome to be cured. It is a sign. It is a signal that you are a person who is still growing, still learning, still pushing the boundaries of your own competence. It is a symptom of self-awareness. And self-awareness is the beginning of all wisdom. The real frauds, the truly incompetent, never feel like imposters. Their ignorance is a warm, comfortable blanket. Your fear is the cold, sharp wind of reality, and it is the only thing that can make you fly. This feeling of being a fraud is not a single, simple fear. It is a complex machine of self-doubt. To master it, you must first see its parts. These are not just signs. These are the 7 pieces of evidence in the case against yourself. We will examine each one. And for each piece of evidence, I will offer a Stoic reinterpretation, a way to turn the evidence of your fraud into the proof of your strength. The first piece of evidence: you achieve something great. You get the promotion. You finish the project. You receive a compliment. And what is your first automatic reaction? You downplay it. You dismiss it. You say, "Oh, it was nothing," or "I just got lucky," or "anyone could have done it." You feel a deep physical discomfort with praise, as if you do not deserve it, as if by accepting it, you are participating in the lie. The common view is that this is a sign of low self-esteem, a sign that you do not see your own value. But what if it is something else entirely? What if this is not a weakness, but a powerful, unconscious defense mechanism? This is not a lack of confidence. This is Stoic humility. The Stoics knew that praise is a sweet and dangerous poison. It can lead to arrogance. It can lead to complacency. The moment you start believing your own hype is the moment you stop growing. Your instinct to dismiss praise is your mind's way of protecting you from this poison. It is a way of staying hungry, a way of staying grounded. Receive wealth or prosperity without arrogance, and be ready to let it go. Marcus Aurelius. Your success is a form of wealth. Your instinct to not become arrogant about it is a sign of deep wisdom, not of weakness. This is your first mission. You will reframe your response to praise. The next time someone compliments you, you will not dismiss it, but you will not internalize it either. You will simply, calmly say, "Thank you. I am glad it was useful." You are not accepting the praise as a judgment on your worth. You are accepting it as a piece of data that your work had a positive impact. That is all. The second piece of evidence. When you succeed, you have a story. The story is that you were lucky. You were in the right place at the right time. You knew the right people. You were given an unfair advantage. You cannot connect your success to your own internal qualities, your own effort, or your own skill. It feels like an accident, a happy accident that you do not deserve and could never repeat. Again, the common view is that this is a sign you do not value yourself. But what if it is a sign of a deep and profoundly Stoic understanding of the world? This is not a denial of your skill. This is an understanding of the dichotomy of control. The Stoics knew that no success is ever 100% in our control. We can control our effort. We can control our actions. But we can never control the final outcome. The outcome is always a mixture of our own work and external factors we cannot command. Luck, chance, the choices of others. To attribute your success entirely to your own genius is an act of profound arrogance. It is a lie. Your feeling that luck played a role is not you being insecure. It is you being a realist. You are seeing the world with clear eyes. You understand that you are not a god. You are a player in a complex game, and you do not control all the pieces. This is not a source of fear. It is a source of profound humility, and it is what will allow you to handle both success and failure with the same unshakable calm. This is your second mission. You will practice the 50/50th rule. After your next success, you will take a piece of paper. You will draw a line down the middle. On the left side, you will list the things you did control that led to the success. Your effort, your preparation, your choices. On the right side, you will list the things you did not control. Good timing, the help of others, a bit of luck. You will then take a moment to be grateful for both sides. You will honor your own work, and you will honor the role of fortune. This is the practice of a true Stoic. The third piece of evidence. You are stuck on a problem. You know there is someone who could help you, someone with more experience, more knowledge. But the thought of asking them fills you with a cold dread. Why? Because to ask for help would be to admit that you do not know. It would be to expose yourself, to pull back the curtain and reveal the impostor who does not have all the answers. And so, you struggle in silence. You waste hours or even days trying to solve a problem that could have been solved with a single 5-minute conversation. This is not just a fear of looking incompetent. This is a twisted form of a noble Stoic virtue, self-reliance. You have a deep, powerful desire to be the one who can handle things on your own. This is a good instinct, but you have taken it too far. You have turned a virtue into a vice. We are like many pellets of incense falling on the same altar. Some fall sooner, others later, but it makes no difference. Marcus Aurelius. The Stoics knew we are all part of a larger whole. We are all in this together. To be self-reliant does not mean you must do everything alone. It means you must take responsibility for finding the best possible solution. And sometimes, the smartest, most efficient, and most courageous solution is to ask for help from a member of your own tribe. It is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strategic intelligence. It is the act of a wise general who knows when to call in reinforcements. This is your third mission. You will perform this strategic question. The next time you are stuck on a problem for more than 30 minutes, you will stop. You will identify one person who can help you, and you will frame your request not as a plea for help, but as a request for data. I am working on this problem. My current thinking is X. I know you have experience here. What am I not seeing? You are not saying, I am a failure. You are saying, I am a strategist, and I am gathering intelligence. You are beginning to see the pattern. The very things you thought were evidence of your fraud are the secret signs of your strength, your humility, your realism, your desire for self-reliance. This is not a syndrome. It is a set of untrained superpowers. If you are ready to stop seeing these things as a curse and to start seeing them as a gift, then you must make a choice. Acknowledge your new identity. Go to the comments and make a simple, powerful declaration. Write, I am not a fraud. I am a work in progress. This is the truth that will set you free. Now, let us examine the final and most powerful pieces of evidence. The final 4 signs are the armor you build to protect your secret. They are the habits that define the life of the high-achieving imposter. Evidence number 4. You are a perfectionist. You cannot turn in a project that is good enough. It must be perfect. You spend hours on small details that no one else will ever notice. This is not because you have high standards. It is because you believe that a single small flaw will be the one thing that finally exposes you as a fraud. Your perfectionism is not a pursuit of excellence. It is a defense against judgment. Evidence number 5. You over-prepare. You cannot just wing it. Before any meeting, any presentation, any important conversation, you must spend hours preparing. You must know every fact. You must anticipate every possible question. This is not just diligence. It is a desperate attempt to build a flawless intellectual fortress. A fortress with no gaps, no weaknesses, no openings for an attack that could reveal you do not know everything. Evidence number 6. You never feel ready. You have a great idea for a business, a book, a project, but you are always not quite ready to start. You need to do a little more research. You need to take one more course. You need to wait for the perfect time. This is not prudence. This is fear. The fear of leaving the safe, theoretical world of preparation and entering the real messy world of action, where you might actually fail. By never starting, you can never be proven a fraud. Evidence number 7. You compare your insides to their outsides. You look at the successful people around you. You see their calm confidence, their effortless expertise, their perfect lives, and you compare this polished external performance to your own messy, chaotic, internal reality, your self-doubt, your anxieties, your confusion. And in this comparison, you always come up short. You do not realize that they are likely doing the exact same thing. They are looking at your polished exterior and feeling just as fraudulent as you do. All 4 of these behaviors are driven by the same engine, the fear of being judged. But the Stoics would offer a radical reframe. These are not signs of your fear. They are signs of your conscientiousness. They are the marks of a person who cares deeply about doing good work. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Marcus Aurelius. Your fear is not that you will be exposed as a fraud. Your real, deep, and noble fear is that you will not live up to your own high standards. That is not a sickness. That is the engine of all human greatness. You are not a fraud. You are a craftsman. A craftsman is never satisfied. A craftsman is always learning. A craftsman is always pushing to be better. The feeling of not being good enough is not a curse. It is the fuel of the craftsman. The moment you feel you are good enough is the moment you stop being a craftsman and you become a lazy hack. The impostor syndrome is the quiet internal whisper of your own high standards. It is a sign that you are on the right path. It is a sign that you are still climbing. Now, we move from the courtroom to the workshop, from the fraudulent defendant to the master craftsman. 3 practical Stoic rituals that transform your imposter syndrome from a source of anxiety into a source of fuel. For your next project, you will deliberately choose to do a B- job. You will set a hard, non-negotiable deadline. And when the time is up, you will ship the work. Even if you see 100 small flaws, even if you know you could make it better. This is not about producing bad work. It is a training exercise. You are teaching your brain that good enough and finished is infinitely better than perfect and never started. You will practice a mental separation. When you receive criticism on your work, you will repeat this mantra to yourself. They are not criticizing me. They are criticizing the work. You are not your work. The work is an object you have created. It is separate from you. Criticism of the work is just data to make the next object better. This creates a firewall between your identity and your performance. Each morning, you will start your day with a simple, powerful oath. You will not say, I am an expert. You will say, I am a student. You will say it out loud. I am a student of my craft. I am a student of life. My goal today is not to be perfect. My goal today is to learn. This is the ultimate reframe. It transforms the pressure to be an imposter expert into the freedom of being a genuine student. A student is expected to not know everything. A student is expected to make mistakes. In embracing the identity of the student, you are finally free. You are not a fraud, bluffing your way through a life you don't deserve. You are a student, courageously walking a path you have not yet mastered. The feeling of being an imposter was never a curse. It was a sign. A sign that you are pushing yourself. A sign that you are aware of how much you have left to learn. A sign that you care. Let the real frauds have their loud, empty confidence. You have been given a greater gift. The quiet, uncomfortable, and powerful gift of your own self-doubt. It is the compass that will lead you to mastery. The trial is over. You are not guilty. You are a work in progress. The question is, are you ready to embrace the journey? If you are ready to continue this training, to master the art of being a lifelong student, then subscribe to the Stoic Citadel. This is not a place for masters. It is a training ground for students of the soul. Finally, go to the comments and declare your new, humble, and powerful identity. Write, I am the student. Your training continues. You have learned to embrace your own imposter status. Now you must learn the power of admitting what you do not know to others. Your next briefing is on the screen now. Click it to learn the art of intellectual honesty.